Most people don't realize how much their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making billions, pulling details about you from public records and the internet, and then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance. All backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might sell just credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together, at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/remove. Protect yourself now at aura.com/remove.
This podcast is part of the Neverland Network, where faith meets video games, movies, and fun. Find more shows like this at neverlandpodcast.com. Can you improve a game that helped define the modern console FPS without losing what made it special in the first place? Hello, it's time for another adventure here at the Fandom Nexus Retro Show. I, of course, as you heard, Jeremy, your Spider-Pan here, if you're not familiar with this show. I've got this is probably going to be a short show. I only have kind of one focused kind of piece of business. It's been kind of a busy week here. I'm kind of preparing for starting here Monday, the 10th, which you're hearing this probably after that time. I'm starting my training with Shutterfly. Lifeway is not the right thing. Wow. Well, it's a division of Shutterfly. I'm going to start doing school portraits at schools like I did during COVID. And my training is tomorrow, and we were also preparing. My wife has left town. She has some sort of training with some of the other teachers. I don't know if it's part of Project Lead the Way. She didn't really say. But she's got some training that she's going to be at, so she has left. I'm here on my own for most of the week. Don't get anybody get any ideas now. We're not throwing wild parties. I might be playing some video games if I get a chance to, but I'll be doing some training this week. And if you hear a cat crying in the background, it's because I'm the only one here, and I've locked myself in my office, and I have one cat who's decided to come and cry at the door for some reason and make a pest of herself. But we're in the hours that she likes to make a pest of herself because she's going to get fed in 2.5 hours, and she wants to let us know that it's 2.5 hours away is food time. So she's misbehaving, doing her usual thing. But today, due to a release of a, I don't know if I'd call it a remake, or I don't know what you'd call this, but Halo Campaign evolved. I've gotten a chance now to sit and play at least the main mission on it. Maybe there's more that I need to play on it. But that has come out, and I will share my thoughts on that, as well as, we'll take a look back of the previous games. Now, unfortunately, I've only really played the first two back on the old Xbox 360. I think I sampled a little bit, played a little of Halo 3 over a friend's house. But we're going to talk a little bit about the legacy of that and how this new version or iteration stands up to the old classic and some of the weird controversy I have seen of this new iteration or game that is now available for other systems other than an Xbox. I believe I know the PlayStation 5 has it, but I believe probably Nintendo Switch 2 has probably got it as well. I should have looked that up, I suppose. But that's what I'm going to talk about today. Like I said, it's probably going to be a brief show. I didn't go and dig up a whole heck of a lot of news or anything like that, or we're not going quite to the trailer park. We're just going to get into it here. This is kind of like a review show for the game. I feel like I'm going to do like a counter thing to some of the more ridiculous things I have seen out there. Let's see, and I've got some stuff from a press kit from Halo that I think mainly is just a lot of imagery And there has been a little bit of confusion in the game. So we're going to kind of get into some of the odd things that I have learned this week, as well as getting into some other stuff. But okay, so our usual stuff that we do is, what have you been watching? And what have I been watching this week? Well, my wife has had some episodes of The Muppet Show on, and so I've been watching some of that, getting to watch like the Shirley Bassey episode where she comes out and she sings Goldfinger at the end of it. I believe I had seen that episode on a syndicated channel one time, and I was not familiar with the film Goldfinger, but I have seen the movie since then, but I had not seen it at the time. But the thing is, when watching the episode, it was a season 5 episode, I believe, I thought I remembered a different set for singing that song. Or maybe there was yet another James Bond song that's made an appearance, and I was thinking differently. But for some reason, I was thinking, no, I remember hearing Goldfinger. I think the first time I recognized it, when I was probably a teenager, it was on an episode of The Muppet Show. But does anybody know of an episode of The Muppet Show besides that season 5 one with Shirley Bassey, where a song from a James Bond show was sang? Like somebody else sang Goldfinger? Or like a different set where you're in a room? Because this was in with a safe. And it had a whole story thing. But, it's been, since I was a teenager, it's been like 30 years, since I left my teenagehood. So I might be misremembering some stuff, because it's not the first time. I'm still even I need to finish watching. I found on YouTube where on the ABC thing where they had they'll do a Disney type of production. Well, the Walt Disney The Man Behind the Myth documentary, hosted by Dick Van Dyke, was apparently shown on television back it was like an anniversary. I think it was like Walt's 100th birthday in 2001, and they had a documentary about it. You can purchase the documentary from the Disney Family Museum. And first time I saw it was in Marceline. The first time I visited, I sat and watched it. But here's what's confusing me, and I haven't watched all the whole thing yet to kind of confirm stuff, but maybe somebody will remember this better. But I could have sworn at some point in that documentary they said that Walt Disney's first attempt at doing a straight-up live action, because the first live action is listed in 1950 for to be Treasure Island, but he tried to do a version of Babes of the Toyland, I think, before that just wasn't any good. There is a listed Babes in Toyland with Annette Funicello, which came out like 1963. And I don't think that's the one I was thinking of, but I could have sworn that documentary said something the first time Walt was trying to do a full live action everything was a Babes in Toyland version. But I'm like, okay, was this a version before the Annette Funicello? Was it unreleased? Am I losing my mind? Am I remembering things wrong? Hey, it's something else. So you can comment somewhere on our Facebook page or send me an email, podcast@neverlandpodcast.com. By the way, if you happen to be listening on YouTube, remember to hit like and subscribe over there. Eventually, there will be regular, I think, some video. I'm going to try to do video and film. I should be filming myself right now, I suppose. I'm going to try to film myself recording the podcast and then get that up online. And for all of you who want to be able to see, then I'm going to have to make some alterations, because I think as it sits, when I upload to Red Circle, where I host the show, or where I'm paying for the hosting, I've got YouTube has a RSS feed thing, a playlist where it automatically pulls just the audio. So it might be that on Google there be two versions eventually, where there's like a video version, and I am still aiming to learn some AI video to where I can make a fun little opening video for this show. So that's coming eventually as I kind of learn how I have to make a Laura, Lora, of myself and maybe some other characters, and then try to figure out a way to animate it through some stuff that maybe is not going to cost me an arm and a leg. I don't know. I'm still working in that idea, but so that's the only thing I can think of that I've really been watching this week, other than The Cat and My Bears up in Alaska. We watched that a lot. Yeah, I mean, I haven't really watched anything significant this week. I probably will this coming week with my wife being away. I might sit and watch Deadpool Wolverine. I need to watch The Thunderbolts. I'm trying to catch up. One thing I did not watch, and I know a lot of you were excited for it, and apparently the movie is doing well, but Spider-Man Brand New Day. I don't remember if last week I went over some of the issues of some plot points that I heard about that I was not keen on, and I don't want to spoil anything, but I know Philip did go and watch it. I haven't talked to him about it and everything, but I wasn't planning to. I'm not planning to see it, and I'm glad I'm not the only person. I saw somebody on Facebook was talking about that they haven't really enjoyed the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, and really, because like that first one, they messed with stuff. I was angry when I left. Second movie was okay. Third movie would not have happened if he'd have said, like, can we just have everybody forget that Mysterio said anything, and that solves the entire problem. And really, they just did it as an excuse to try to get us interested by nostalgia baiting the old villains and the other Spider-Man, in there. That's all that movie really was, is an excuse to do that. So I ended up enjoying it for that reason, because of the nostalgia of it. But really, that movie doesn't happen if he tells Doctor Strange, like, can we have everybody forget Mysterio said anything or even made that video? And just wipe that from existence, and then everything's fine. Everybody who knew beforehand would have known, So the only reason I could think of to have wiping out Michelle and Ned's memory is to make sure that Michelle does not come back. But they brought her back, and never mind. I'm not going to get into that, but I've not enjoyed her character at all, really. All right, so what have I been playing? Okay, well, obviously I've mentioned Halo Campaign Evolved. I did pre-order a hard copy of that a while back and used a store card, which I'm going to have to pay that one back, so I could play that. But also, I've had sitting on my system for a long time, Claire Obscura, Expedition 33. I don't know if I'm saying the first part of that right, but Expedition 33, I can say. I have started playing that. And I am recording some video of it, and I plan on releasing some of this to the Fandom Gamer YouTube channel so you can watch me do a playthrough. I commentate a little bit on it. I'm not commentating as I play it. I'll let you know. I'm pretending that I'm playing it as I commentate a little bit. But as I'm watching video of it, where I want to comment on what it is I'm doing, so you know kind of what I'm thinking. Because there was an Easter egg I tried to unlock at the beginning of it, but I didn't realize I had to go it 33 times at the time I was playing, and I just stopped. Because it's a weird place for an Easter egg and a weird thing you had to do that I was like, this is supposed to be a family channel, So, although there's some language in the game, but I didn't. If you watch the video, you'll see it. But I'm playing it because it comes highly recommended. It was a game of the year. And, speaking, I should have pulled that up. There's some stuff coming here later this month. We're going to find some more stuff about Final Fantasy VII Revelation. And I was even looking, there's another Final Fantasy game coming out here in October, I think the 22nd, called Resonance, which is going to be kind of a mixture of 3D and 2D pixel art with a turn-based thing. It's going to have a lot of characters from the series, the Final Fantasy series, and more of a tactical turn-based type of thing, and a new story, which I will probably have to look into playing that one at some point as well. But I started playing this. I can't remember what days the announcement for Final Fantasy VII Revelation was coming. But yeah, we'll be talking about that one very soon here this month. But so I started playing Expedition 33, and I'm still trying to adjust. I'm not very good at parrying or dodging without something giving an indication that to do it now. And it's very hard to get an indication in this game of when you want to dodge, because it's a turn-based, but you can dodge attacks at you. And I did even come across a spot where if you mess up once, one hit will take you out. And I got stuck for a little bit. But the look of this game is just outstanding. The water graphics are amazing. The plants, it's the world that they've built. Once you get to the main continent, it's even neat, and there's a prologue that you're kind of in town. And I thought this was a fantasy world, but I think it's more sci-fi, because it looks like we are branching off from actual France, and something called a fragmentation has happened that has split the world up. And now you have, I forgot what they call it, like the Grogan or something, that this paintress is this giant thing, and it's counting down numbers. And I guess if you're at the age or above that age, you are kaput. You literally Thanos vanish into like red leaves. And so you're on an expedition of many expeditions that have tried to go and solve this problem. And so that's what I'm doing. But I got onto the main continent, and just, wow, the world of it is just amazing looking. The characters don't look bad, but the hair looks kind of weird, stringy. Like they tried a little too hard to make them look real, to where they don't look realistic because they tried so hard to make them look real. So their hair looks kind of weird and stringy and messy, and their faces are a bit ruddy and more than the normal texture of a face would be. But still, overall, I am enjoying it and interested in the story, and I am liking the characters. So I'll be playing this for a while, and hopefully completing it maybe by the end of the month. I don't know. So I can move on to the next game that I have sitting in the roster. Maybe I need to play Final Fantasy IX next. I don't know, but that's what's been going on around here. Now I want to do something special for you. We know we've had some fun playing some songs for you last week, and I don't remember what songs I played for you last week that were from my old band that I've been playing around and revamping them. So what I'm going to do is, I think I had two different versions of a song, And I played one version of it last week, and I think I played a different one from this one that I think is a better one, but I might save that for later. I want to try a different song on you. This one was one called Cry. So this was something we actually played with my full band Glue, and this has been remastered, remixed, and redone. And it's supposed to be replicating my voice, but here it is. So that's called Cry. It's basically what Paul wrote, that everything I want to do, I don't do, and the things I don't want to do, I do. And, you know, if you take that there, and it's just that trying to deal with your sin nature and crying out to God to get the help. Now, the last line, for some reason, it changed. The last line of that is pray for me and I'll lean on you. Because really the only way you have any chance, you have to lean on Christ to kind of get you to, help you kind of change and walk that line of being the person that you're trying to be more like Christ. That's kind of the theme of that song. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think of some of these songs. Come into our Facebook group and discuss these. It's kind of been fun to rework some of these. I have a few other ones that I've tweaked with. I had to mess around and speed up and slow down some different songs in order to get them to upload, and then so I could work with them. And there's one song I think I'll play for you at some point that my wife thought it sounded kind of weird, like it didn't quite come across, and she liked the original version of the song, I guess, better. I don't know. I might have y'all hear it, and you let me know what you think of it, and I don't know. Okay, so I suppose I should take a quick ad break real quick. And, of course, in order to get that started, I got to tell you a little bit about Dubby. So if you go to neverlandpodcast.com, that is the home of the Neverland Podcast Network, where you find the Fandom Nexus, the Mighty Marvel Tooncast. It will come back. And if you haven't listened to the episodes we do have, go check them out. Tim Nidell and I from, it used to be Saturday Morning Rewind. Now he's focused very much on YouTube. But you'll find the Watching Movies with My Pastor, which we have not gotten a chance to watch Jurassic Park yet. That is still in the plans for that one. It's hard to kind of coordinating these things. Also, you can find sermons from my church that Philip has done. The Moment of Truth Bible Baptist Church podcast is right there as well. Okay, so while you're there, though, you'll find a big logo for Dubby. Dubby, of course, if you happen to be a gamer and you want some energy, but you do not want the jitters, they're not going to load you up full of caffeine. They're going to give you some vitamins and good and healthy stuff. It's a nice powder mixture. Just mix it in some water. Or I guess you could mix it into a soda if you wanted to, or whatever drink, but it might taste funny. But it tastes pretty good if you just go with just the powder and water and mix it up like some Kool-Aid and just enjoy and get some nice vitamins, get some good healthy energy in you. That is Dubby. And, of course, if you just go to dubby.gg, use the discount code Neverland to get yourself a discount. And, of course, I do get a little bit of kickback when you order something over there. And so, of course, I do very much appreciate it. And now we're going to take a quick break and come right back.
Most people don't realize how much their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making billions, pulling details about you from public records and the internet, and then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance. All backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might sell just credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together, at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/remove. Protect yourself now at aura.com/remove.
Are you a fan of Adventures in Odyssey, Lamplighter Theater, or Jonathan Park? Want to join other fans for discussions or behind-the-scenes info about these shows? Or maybe you're looking for more great audio drama to listen to with your family. Do you enjoy hearing exclusive interviews with the cast and crew of your favorite shows? Then Audio Theater Central is the podcast for you. I'm JD Sutter. Since 2010, Audio Theater Central has been exploring the family-friendly audio drama world through news, reviews, and interviews. Join me and a rotating cast of co-hosts each month for another episode featuring the latest updates, in-depth reviews of new releases, and conversations with the actors, writers, directors, sound designers, and composers who create your favorite audio dramas. And maybe we'll introduce you to some great shows you've never heard of before. Find us at audiotheatercentral.com or in your favorite podcast app. That's audiotheatercentral.com.
And now back to He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
A state of infiltration with excess and moderation, in a state and still annoying, still with me the quite good, and have you read it? You may think I'm rather odd. I do my part in serving God. Have a laugh at my expense. One day this just might make sense. Somehow this all seems wrong, yet somehow I still belong. Can't be what you want me to be. I see you're good, but you look down on me. I'm not like you, yet not like them. I'm a supernatural alien. Welcome though I don't fit in. What is with that stupid grin? Wait until I pass this test, then I'll put it all to rest. Somehow still misunderstood. Look at me, I'm overchewed, stuck inside the boiling stew. What am I supposed to do? No, you won't forget my name. In the end, it's still the same. Once I know I was this way, somehow I will always stay. Can't be what you want me to be. I see you're good, but you look down on me. I'm not like you, yet not like them. I'm a supernatural alien. Someday I'll meet my kind. It don't make sense, but never mind. Someday I will find my place somewhere in the human race. Meet me now, your alien friend. I'll stay here until the end. I think I know why I'm here. Stuck inside, I've not to fear. Leave you with these final words. Pour them out like Ronnie Kurtz. I have done all that I could. All I knew that I should. Deep inside, I'll always care. Still, I only sit and stare. All you see is only me. Stand alone for all to see. Can't be what you want me to be. I see you're good, but you look down on me. I'm not like you, yet not like them. I'm a supernatural alien.
Okay, so I don't know that's the version of Supernatural Alien I played for you last week, but I really like that one. And I am just jamming out to these. I really wish that I could actually get some people together that were talented enough to play the music for me, and I could sing the vocal part if I still have it in me at my age. I don't know. I do have I want to find the lyrics, like, because the ones that I'm most proud of is Supernatural Alien. I was becoming, I think, a better songwriter as we went along, but as the band was kind of going kaput. So that one I was really proud of, and then there's another one I worked really a long time on, and I was listening. I had like a mixtape. I had a lot of Korn and a lot of other new metal type bands, and I was listening to try to get, where are people at, and I was trying to figure out like how would I want to reach these people, and I wrote a song reaching out to people that are maybe dealing with some of the issues that were going on in my generation, and hopefully I remember how the song goes. Last time I tried to sing it, I realized that the chords were a little just too high of an octave for my voice if I haven't warmed it up, and I haven't been singing that much in a while. But I'm going to try to do that. If I record the vocals, and with Heather not being here, I feel more comfortable being up here in my office and singing these songs that I have lyrics for, but I haven't, written out the full instrumentation. I had some instrumentation for the song I'm thinking to do, but I could like belt these things out and record them and then take the tune of what I'm saying and go back into Suno and work on getting music for them and describing what I want. And even in the lyrics, you can tell it at different sections what you want. And I don't know if I can get the chord progression in there, because I probably have the chord progression written down in here somewhere. But I need to look it up, make sure I can find it again. I can't remember what the name of it was, but I've been having a lot of fun. I hope you're enjoying these, and I would really love if I had some people that I knew around here that could play these for me, and be an old guy and just maybe, who knows, can actually sing these, and maybe we'd perform them somewhere. I don't know. So anyways, Halo Combat Evolved came out November 15th, 2001, and it's actually one of the defining experiences of the launch era of the Xbox. Now, I didn't own an Xbox. My friend Josh did, but I didn't get one until like an Xbox 360, and what led me to get the Xbox 360 was the Spider-Man, I want to say Spider-Man 3. I wanted to get that one because I had a PlayStation 2 at the time. Not that many games for it. I was still playing stuff on my old PlayStation a lot, but I had a PS2, and I got the version of Spider-Man 3 for that, and I thought it was awful. But yeah, it gets criticized a lot now for a lot of the quick time events, but I had some fun with it, and reminded me a lot of the Spider-Man 2 that I was playing on my GameCube, which is the one that everybody knows. Everybody's very fond of that Spider-Man 2 game for the second movie. And it was a very good game, and Spider-Man 3 kind of tried to continue on that, and they tried to make the graphics a little bit better as a next generation system, but that's what made me get an Xbox 360. But it was like a rite of passage that you had to eventually buy Halo. But did you know that Halo wasn't actually conceived as the game we eventually got? Bungie actually had begun developing what became Halo in like the late 1990s, I believe in 1999, and the project went through major transformations. It was being envisioned as a real-time strategy game before becoming the first-person shooter that we know, and they really revolutionized how a first-person shooter had gone, because like if you'd played Doom or the original Dark Forces, it was, you had to do like a separate button to try to change the aim, and then you were stuck there. And the idea of using two sticks, one to move and the other one to aim, was foreign to us. And Halo is really where they kind of locked that down. I think Doom 3 used the same thing later, but I believe Halo was the first, and they kind of revolutionized. And then, of course, had player versus player setups, to where you could play with your friends, you could split screen, and you were trying to not peek at your buddy's side of the screen. And then you've had Xbox Live go on, where people were playing it online and having massive things. I tried to do that at one point, play online, but that's Xbox Live gave me like a free month or something. I played, I think it was Halo or Halo 2 I was playing, and I had like kids with the foulest language, little kids sounding with a phallus language, and they've cursing everybody up and down if you didn't do things the way they thought it would be done, or thing doesn't go their way. And I'm like, man, I don't like playing with strangers. I kind of got to that point, like, I don't really like playing with strangers. I want to play with my friends that are more of my mentality, I suppose. And Philip and I used to play, and I guess it would be Halo 2, because Halo 2, I think, is originally where they introduced the like cyber sword or whatever it was. Kind of basically a lightsaber. I think that initially didn't come around until that time, if I'm remembering correctly, because I don't remember ever using one in the original Halo. It's probably there. Somebody will let me know. But Philip was what you would call a camper when we'd play together, because it would only be us two playing. We weren't playing online. It was just us two doing couch co-op. Not co-op, but couch versus. And he would hide somewhere with a plasma sword. And he'd played a lot with like his nephews, I believe, And so he spent a lot of time playing it, and I hadn't spent a lot of time playing against other people. I'd played the stories. I don't know if Philip has ever played through the storylines of these things. But he would wait somewhere and then jump out behind me with that plasma sword. And I was like, dude, part of this is like the hunt for it. You shouldn't be a camper. I know online people are really against the campers. People who think they're going to be a sniper and stay in one spot the entire time. It's kind of looked down on. So I don't know. I don't know if the world has changed and they're more accepting of people who are just camping in one spot. But a lot of games I've noticed they'll design a level and be more effective to where you can get around behind a camper and surprise them and take them out. And I've even seen some video, like game fails of some sort on YouTube or whatever. You'll find where somebody's camping and they don't even realize, and somebody will be behind them and just screwing around behind them like, messing around, you don't see me, before they go and take them out. They're just like, oh my gosh, you're such a camper, just focused on one area that you don't see what's coming in behind you. You're not paying attention. So yeah, I do still see some of that happening. But Bungie didn't set out to make Halo, and didn't they at some point make Halo Reach, that they did do a real-time strategy game? I didn't play that one. But they were kind of experimenting. The game evolved. The platform changed. Microsoft acquired Bungie at the time. And so this science fiction project became the killer application for Microsoft's brand new console. And that's an important part of the story because Halo's identity is actually built through the evolution long before Campaign Evolved was ever a title. I mean, it worked its way there. And I, in a lot of ways, like to call it a survival horror game. I mean, it doesn't start out as one. It starts out like military shooter, but it turns, if you've played the game and you've played the story, it turns into survival horror at a halfway point. And even, unless you play it on hard mode and you get like a special ending, there's like one survivor that gets away, and you really got like something across between Alien and zombies. And I mean, like the movie franchise Alien and zombies, that's basically that you're dealing with halfway through when you realize what's actually going on this Halo that you've all landed on. And it becomes a horror story, and it's intense and it's fun to play. It took me a long time to get through the original Halo, and I kind of lost track of the story for a while. There was other games on the 360 I was wanting to play or whatever, and so I wasn't really playing the old Halo. And eventually my stepbrother did get me I think it was the anniversary edition, because the original Halo, of course, was made for the original Xbox, and he got me one that was remastered, whatever you call, updated for the Xbox 360, and I believe I still have that one. I don't know if I have my original copy of Halo for the Xbox down there or not. I haven't really played with my 360 in a long time because I've become a PlayStation guy, which is why it's been kind of cool that now on the PlayStation I have a version called Campaign Evolved. So why did the original Halo work? We can really kind of break this down. I mean, it had a kind of a sandbox. Halo didn't simply give you weapons. It gave you relationships between weapons, enemies, and environments. So you could drop an assault rifle, pick up a plasma rifle, use a plasma pistol against shields, take a Covenant weapon from a fallen enemy. You could use a Warthog as a weapon. I love running stuff over. You could snipe. You could hijack. You could run people over. Throwing grenades into groups, using the environment. And you had different types of grenades because you had like a standard grenade that was like the Earth grenade that would just blow up an area. And then you had the Covenant grenades were like those energy things that would stick. So if you could throw it onto somebody who was in the middle of the crowd, it would work, It was great. So it wasn't a game, the genius of it wasn't a game that was really telling you, well, okay, you need to do this. It gave you some tools and kind of told you to figure it out. So it kind of preserves the philosophy with these newer games and the mechanics that developed later into the Halo games. And a lot of people I've seen have really, their focus mainly, the original trilogy is the great stuff. And from 4 on, some people have said that they've kind of changed the story and even made a weird romance to some degree between Cortana, the AI, which Microsoft actually names their AI Cortana, if you have Windows. I haven't really put much use to Cortana here. But her and the Master Chief is kind of a weird storyline. But this is what we call more of the Bungie area before we got Team 343, I guess, that's been put in charge of it. And now they've kind of branched out. I think even with I think Microsoft's the one to make a decision. Like some of the Bethesda games, we started getting some of them more on the PlayStation. Even though they bought Bethesda, we got that Indiana Jones game and I think some other stuff that was going to be Microsoft exclusive. Like Sea of Thieves, I think was originally an exclusive to Microsoft, and you could play it on Windows or on an Xbox, but they brought that over to the PlayStation. But Halo, of course, in 2001, that introduced us to the Chief, Cortana, the Covenant, the Flood, and the discovery that Halo isn't the weapon everyone thinks it is. But yet, in a weird way, it is a weapon because it is meant to do something of mass destruction, destroy pretty much the entire universe to wipe out food for the Flood. Trying to control the Flood by wiping everything out. It's insane. It's extreme. So 2004, we got Halo 2. They started working on Halo 2 just months after the first Halo came out. They had a success. They already had plans to do more stories. And they wanted to give everybody a break, but they really expanded the universe, and they introduced a character called the Arbiter. And I don't remember a lot of the story of Halo 2. I only played it the one time, but you ended up with a kind of a civil war between the Covenant, and the Arbiter was one of the elite, voiced by Keith David. And you got to play as him part-time and part-time as Master Chief. And you also got to do some dual wielding of your weapons, which was stinking awesome. And there was a big online multiplayer, I guess, mainly is what this one was known for. It was a Halo 2 with online multiplayer, which is where maybe the original Halo, I know you could play on a couch and go versus, because there was a very famous setting that they used in the red versus blue. I don't know if you call it an animated series. Look it up. But it was kind of a series where they used the assets of Halo, and they kind of acted by looking up and down or whatever, and that kind of thing with the characters, and to make them animate. I don't know all the tricks of how they did it, but it's pretty wild that they did it. This also introduced the larger narrative of the overall story of Halo. Now, Halo 3, Halo 2 ends on a cliffhanger. Halo 3 picks up. I've only played a little bit of that over with Josh. And it concluded the Bungie's original trilogy, and that had the Ark and Truth, Cortana's rescue, the Flood, a final confrontation, and it ended with the line, "Wake me when you need me." And it was a pretty remarkable 3-game arc, and it just wasn't just the conclusion of a trilogy. It effectively was the end of Bungie's first chapter of Halo, and Bungie eventually separated from Microsoft, while Microsoft retained the Halo property and established 343 Industries, as I mentioned before, to continue the franchise. And other than the current, like the Halo Infinite, I've seen there's a lot of people really enjoying that one. I don't know that many people who were fans of it were fans of 4 on through whatever. There seems to be a lot of people playing Halo Infinite, and they've got a Master Chief collection that they released. Now, I don't know how much of this we're planning to get on the PlayStation. There's been some controversy, because some of the people at 343 are, they have a certain mindset and opinions, and there are people who don't like them, and so instantly attacked Campaign Evolved as it was coming out, and apparently might have hurt the sales, because they were expecting all this bad stuff. But speaking as someone who has played it, and I am more of a conservative mindset, I had fun. I even went through, there were some of the cutscenes, you can see my playthrough over on the Fandom Gamer, that some of the cutscenes I accidentally got cut out because I was trying to do a save exit and everything and, get out the game. And it turns out when you start up a level, it wouldn't necessarily play if there was a cutscene that led into that level. So I've missed a couple of cutscenes. So I went onto YouTube and I was like, I want to watch the cutscenes for this and see what I missed. And I would look in the comments for that, and people were like, oh, the voice acting's terrible in this one. I wish they'd gotten the original voices back, and blah, 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 blah. And I thought, the voices sound the same to me. And I even went through and I watched, okay, let's watch the same cutscenes from the original game. And a lot of the voices are the same. So getting the original actors back does not automatically mean the new performances will feel identical, even though I think they did. And the dialogue was re-recorded. Some players did criticize it, as I mentioned. And they don't like Cortana, even though I thought Cortana was done fine. It was brought back by Jen Taylor, the original voice, herself. The script overall didn't change a whole lot. It's very much very, very similar. So I'm not sure what, I think people are trying to complain just because they want to complain. They're trying to find stuff wrong with it. But really, that I think people like to create rage bait, and they want to be mad and be upset about something. Sometimes even when you remake something because they hold some of the original version sacred. I've seen this amongst, granted, I think the Final Fantasy VII remake and Rebirth and upcoming Revelation probably is kind of superior in a lot of ways to the original Final Fantasy VII, but I still have love for the original Final Fantasy VII. But there are people that are so much the OG that anything different, oh, you remade it, oh, they're just, why did you change the combat system? They just want to find stuff to complain about. And instead of saying, okay, they're giving me a new experience, the old experience is still there, I can still play with it anytime. The old Final Fantasy VII, I can play it on all kinds of stuff. I've got it on a PC, because I got a free copy when I was buying Magic cards. I've got it on my PlayStation. I've got an original copy of the game I can play on the PS3. I can play it anytime I want. It's not hard to get a hold of, and I'm sure you can get a hold of the original Halo if you really want to. Heck, I still own copies of it. I have it on the PC, I believe, even. But go in and expect to maybe get a new experience and find something to enjoy here too, and really find that a lot of it was very much the same. You couldn't do wheel, but the swords were available, and there's some other weapons that I don't recall that I was able to use when I went on my playthrough here on the PS5. But overall, I had a good time. I had fun, and it really did remind me of my first time playing through the game. But there is a few things, and it is pretty much a full remake. It isn't just the Evolved Anniversary Edition with prettier graphics. They built the campaign with Unreal Engine 5, redesigned environments, rebuilt the cinematics, did the audio, incorporated mechanics and ideas that didn't exist in the 2001 game, which I couldn't tell a whole lot of difference. I mean, as far as gameplay, it felt good. It felt good to play. But you can sprint. They've added some stuff with vehicle hijacking. There's drivable wraiths around there. There's additional weapons from later Halo games. More enemy variations. There's these skulls you can find. I only found one. There's 4-player online co-op and an updated level design. Because the original one, every floor, I'd get lost because everything looked the same. This one, you have a lot of stuff that looks the same, but somehow or another, it still felt like you were in different areas when you're in Covenant ships and stuff like that. It did make things in there. But yeah, there was some 9 additional weapons drawn from later games, apparently, from according to Xbox Wire. So, I mean, basically, what would Combat Evolved to look like if Bungie had 25 more years of Halo development experience? Because we're 25 years since the original one. Now, there is some new missions I have not played, but there's Operation Meteorite, and this is a 3-mission prequel story set approximately a year before Combat Evolved. It focuses on Master Chief and Sergeant Johnson during a UNSC operation aboard a Covenant research vessel. And it's not just filler. I mean, this is Halo before Halo. And there's maybe some characters in that introduced that people aren't really liking. I watched the cutscenes of that, and there's some characters I bet a lot of people don't like this character. But that's a whole new thing, and I'll probably play it. And so at least the 2 big ones really are back. Steve Downs returns as Master Chief, which I kind of want to look him up. I mean, I swear that guy sounds like Agent 47 Hitman, but I don't think that's him, but it might be. Jen Taylor, as I mentioned, has returned as Cortana, and even got Tim Didabo returning as 343 Guilty Spark. So you've got at least the 3 major characters. I mean, the original Captain Keyes that was voiced by Pete Stacker. Now we've got Keith Silverstein, which I thought he did fantastic. Sergeant Johnson, originally voiced by David Scully, is now using an actor named Keston John. And it's nice that you have some original actors. You get some new ones, but I think the new guys did really good. And although a lot of people will say this, can somebody else really ever be Sergeant Johnson? Because Johnson isn't just a character. He's just that voice. But David Scully has retired from voice acting. So, you got to get somebody else. But really, I mean, the script was the same. The delivery I thought was pretty good. I enjoyed it because people were kind of complaining stuff. I heard even people say, "Oh, well, Captain Keyes for some reason looks like Ronald Reagan now." I'm like, what? No, I don't think he does. And they were saying that Johnson looks a lot like Steve Harvey, which no, just because it's a black man with a mustache. What? They all look alike to you? Okay. I had to make that joke for some of these people. But yeah, people are looking for dumb excuses to try to not like stuff when they're watching the cutscenes and they're judging stuff without playing the game. And I say, play the game. I had fun. I felt it was a little easier than it used to be, but maybe I've just gotten better at that style of game. I did die quite a bit, and you can watch it all, like I said, at the Fandom Gamer on YouTube. And it was fun. Now, the original game, it had some limitations, and that, I guess, was part of its identity. But that's what happens with an older game, like the original Final Fantasy VII. I've recently was listening to an old Retro Rewind podcast. I love that show. Y'all should check it out. They were talking about the original Final Fantasy VII, and the 2 main hosts had never actually played through the entire game. But they're talking about playing it now. It feels awkward and clunky running around the screens, pre-rendered backgrounds and everything. It's weird. If you use an analog stick, it's awkward because it wasn't really meant to be done that way. So they didn't enjoy it as much, and the Warthog was kind of chunky and it was a little odd. And now there are options with the Warthog. You could drive it more with a modern control, or kind of the old control where you kind of point your cursor in the direction you want it to go and either push forward or back to move that way, which felt natural to me from playing the old Halo. I kind of like the way it steered that way. But if you want to steer it like a normal vehicle, you have that option. And I even had to go, I thought I was going to want, when I was flying the Banshee, I thought I would want to have inverted up and down axis. But I actually felt better. Up was up and down was down, actually, when I was flying that around. So, I mean, you've got a lot of clunky stuff that they were able to actually make a little bit better in this. And Microsoft specifically called out the library mission during the remake, and developers recognized that its pacing and design were areas where modernizing the experience could make some sense, and you'd have some fun. So the original is, oh, cool, a mysterious facility, and 5 minutes later, why am I still in this hallway? 20 minutes later, oh, golly, there are more Flood. Now, Campaign Evolved hasn't had the opportunity to take one of the most notoriously repetitive levels in Halo history and rethink it without destroying what made it memorable. So if you've played it, I mean, did they fix it? I think they did, because I when I was remembering how it used to be, I felt like I was running backwards in circles a lot of the time, shooting off the little crabby, buggy looking things of the Flood that were trying to like possess people or whatnot. And there are areas where you have some heavy combat, but you get like different rooms. So it didn't feel like I was in the same room over and over again. It felt like there was more variety. Now, there's some difference, though, in the multiplayer. You can go 4 players online. You can go 2 players split screen on a console, but it's cooperative, right? There's not really a player versus player setup right now, which makes you wonder if they're going to maybe add that in later, because I could have sworn I saw when it was some early previous stuff that they had some of the Valley, I think it was called, that they had like recreated it. So maybe it's coming. I don't know why they wouldn't have it out now. I mean, I like playing co-op and everything. I haven't gotten to play co-op on this one yet and everything, but Philip, he and our friend Seth were wanting to play some versus, and like I said, I don't know if he's ever played the campaign. I don't know. But he likes playing with people, and it's not there, and he's kind of disappointed in that. He wanted to be able to play against me. And, well, I feel like it's going to happen, but there has been talk that the 343 team has been let go, and we're maybe going to get a new team, and I don't know. Well, some stuff is definitely going to change. So I don't know what all is going to go with that. But apparently you could not hijack a vehicle on the original. I thought I could, but I guess not. The vehicle hijacking, I think, was made in Halo 2 that was allowed. And you couldn't drive the Wraith, which I'm not sure which vehicle was the Wraith. I think that's the tank. I didn't manage to drive one in this playthrough either. And you've got weapons from all across Halo. They've rebuilt the cinematics. You've got some original actors back. And you got a lot of hindsight of looking back at 25 years of development of what they've managed to done. So Halo is back, and the question is, should it have come back? Yes, and I would like to see Halo 2 brought around, even if they just brought over like the anniversary editions. That I would be okay with that. I've seen some footage of the anniversary edition, or let us have Halo Infinite on other consoles, on the PS5, because everybody seems to be having fun with it. I would like to play it, because like I said, I was having a lot of fun playing this game, and I'm probably going to play with it some more. But I'm playing Expedition 33 and enjoying it as well. But it's really fun. I got to say, if you like to ever playing Halo, or you just never played it before, you now have an opportunity for like on your PlayStation or whatever, I definitely recommend go and check it out, have some fun, and play it. I mean, it's the openings is definitely different. The cinematics are a little more dramatic. The lighting's more dramatic. When you first start to encounter the Flood and what they've done, it's darker, it's scarier, and I enjoyed it. It was very much like Resident Evil meets Alien thrown into the Halo universe. I mean, it just made it so much better, and I liked what I played. Like I said, I don't know how many times I can say it. I had fun, and that's the point of video games. You should be having fun playing the game, and I sure did. Okay, I'm going to play one more song before we get out of here. Let's have a listen to this. This is called Blinded.
Through mud, stairs and be assured a loving glance have been ignored until you can see me, until you can see me, until you can see me, until you can see me. You're blinded, so blinded, yeah. You're blinded, just blinded, yeah. Until you can see me, until you can see me, until you can see me, until you can see me.
And that is Blinded, which I don't remember if I played for you last week, but that is kind of almost like the unrequited love of God that's just staring you down and doing all these things, and you just can't seem to see it because you're blind to it. It's basically talking to somebody who doesn't know the Lord, and the kind of blind is sometimes seeing how God's trying to show himself to them. And I kind of did a different take on it. But anyways, you can email us, podcast@neverlandpodcast.com. And don't forget about Podgagement, by the way. You can find that at neverlandpodcast.com. That is Daniel J. Lewis's fantastic company. If you haven't had a podcast, he's got all the tools you need I messed up my saying, but all the tools you need to succeed. Daniel J. Lewis is an award-winning podcaster and a heck of a good dude anyway. Don't forget we're on x.com at neverlandpcast. I mainly just post when the new episodes go up over there. I should probably share some different things more on there. I'll maybe make it more active. I'm more active, though, on Facebook. You can find us on the Fandom Nexus as a fan page. But if you want to go to the group, facebook.com/groups/Neverland Podcast is where you'll find the group where we can discuss things and I can ask questions you can answer and stuff like that. Don't forget, we are on YouTube as well. We also have the Fandom Gamer on YouTube, where it's where you can watch some game videos and everything. Sometimes I make some long videos just for if you want to go and take a nap. Like I've done some of the Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, where I'm just looking for items and trying to complete stuff. I put one out, I think it's like episode 5 of that series, where I'm just kind of wandering and grabbing things. Like if you want to just take a nap and just have a little bit of noise in the background, that works great. It's a long form video, so I sometimes do that myself when I'm trying to go to bed at night. I find a video, it's just a long playthrough that's kind of quiet, subdued. You can join the Neverlanders there on the website as well. Choose yourself a nickname, become a lost boy or pixie. Why a pixie? Because girls are too clever. They don't get lost. You can also donate through our Patreon, patreon.com/Neverland Podcast. Also, don't forget, you can become a Red Circle member right there. You'll find links there in the show notes. You can become an exclusive member. This is a good way, both of those ways. You can help out supporting the show. Also, you don't have to listen to the ads that I plug in there other than the ones that I read myself. Those ads will be removed. Although I have a crossover ad that I usually put in there for the Audio Theater Central, because I bet you'd probably enjoy that podcast as well. But if the show has been a part of your life for the last 12 years and you'd like to help us keep it growing, that's how you can. Subscribe on YouTube, join the Patreon. Even $5 a month helps me keep this thing running, keep the lights on, and maybe help me maybe some bigger projects in the future. No copyright infringement is intended, and copyright is held by the respective owners. Content is shared for review and commentary purposes under fair use license. And now, get lost in an adventure. I'll see you next time.
The Fandom Nexus Retro Show.
Most people don't realize how much their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making billions, pulling details about you from public records and the internet, and then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance, all backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might sell just credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together, at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/remove. Protect yourself now at aura.com/remove.